Hi. In this video, I'd like to talk about retirement from the standpoint of somebody who has been retired, that's out of the paid workforce, for getting on towards 30 years. Now, 30 years is a long time. Actually, it's 28 years, a little bit over 28 years. I took voluntary redundancy way back in 1995, and it's now 2023. What I'd like to talk about really is, how do I feel getting towards the end of my life? Now, I'm well aware that at 87, I'm not going to be able to make 5-year plans and 10-year plans, or maybe even 3-year plans. That's okay. I feel I've had a very satisfying and satisfactory life. And I'd like to be able to help other people coming up to retirement, or even well before retirement. You need to think about, what are you going to do after you retire? Before you retired, your life is directed, often controlled by events which seem to be virtually out of your control at all. How's the money going to come in? Will I be able to pay the bills? What's going to happen? Will I have enough money to retire on? All of these things go through the head. But once you are retired, and you've been retired for a long while, you can look back with a bit of perspective on how things have worked out, particularly if they've worked out well, as they have for me. That doesn't mean to say I haven't had lots of angst and anguish, troubles and trembles throughout life, like everyone else I have. But what you need to remember is how you've conducted your life, so that as you get towards the end of it, you can look back and say, well, I did a good job. I came through. I stuck with my values. I adhered to my principles. I developed myself as a human being to become a better human being. These are the things that go through your head as you get towards the end of your life, I think. Now, I haven't reached that last few minutes of my life, or even perhaps even the last few months, who knows? But apparently studies have been done, and one of the things found out by people who are questioned at the end of their lives is, why didn't I take charge of my life more? Why didn't I do the things I wanted to do instead of what other people told me to do, forced me to do, or convinced me to do? We all have minds of ourselves. Now, our minds are conditioned, we know that. But we also have hearts. We have feelings. And feelings become very important. How we feel about our life is the most important thing. The most important. What did you dedicate your life feelings towards becoming? Was it an egoic thing? Climbing the ladder of success? Maybe becoming a world champion at something? Sure, this develops character. But if it takes you away from what you really are deep down, then it's like the ladder of success has been leaning against the wrong wall, as Stephen Covey says in his book. It's important, feelings. Go with your feelings. Plan self-understanding. That's the key. The main thing in your life is to develop self-understanding. What you really feel about things. How you feel about things. This is your guidance system. And you need to put the guidance system into operation as early as you can. because you will one day reach the end of your days on planet Earth. And you want to be able to look back and say, well, I did a good job. I came through. I've improved the world at large, including myself. I know this is a bit out of the way as far as retirement goes. It's not the usual thing about financial security and so forth. It's spiritual security. It's how you feel that you've evolved and developed over your lifetime. These, I think, are the most important things in our lives, even though we might not realise until the very end.